Heroes Group. And let me say this America's Heroes Group Roundtable with partner and sponsor NWVU, the National Women's Veterans United. Happy New Year to everybody. And January is Cervical Health Awareness and National Blood Donor Month. Please give blood. I have participated in a number of blood drives over the years, and we all need to do that. Please do that. You can help save a life by doing it. I am the host of America's Heroes Group, Cliff Kelly. Our executive producer is Glenda Smith, and our digital media producer is Manny Corazari. And we are pleased to have some great folks in our studio right now, and we're going to have them all introduced by whom else but Rochelle Crump, a U.S. Army veteran and founder/president of NWVU, the National Women's Veterans United. Rochelle, how are you?
Sir, I am fine. I'm president and accounted for.
I love it when she says that. Happy New Year to all of you great ladies.
Thank you so much.
It's
a pleasure to be here.
There's 4 wonderful women here in the studio, and boss lady, why don't you introduce them?
Yeah, we got 2 and 2 here today, and I say 2 and 2 because Colonel retired Donna Cooper, also our board director, our rec veteran. She is Illinois Army National Guard retired and also has Army service as well. Mm-hmm. And then next to her is Jeannie Adams, Air Force. She's a Vietnam era veteran, mm-hmm. and also our treasurer. Okay. And then we also have another Air Force veteran here, and that's Teresa Dishman. She's Air Force, as I mentioned, and she's Desert Storm veteran. And so we're 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Army and Air Force. And we kind of been feuding all day, but we won't start it up again today. So we had our meeting today, and so we had 31 members at our meeting today, and it was a good meeting, and so we didn't want to, make some people feel bad about what branch of service that they serve.
Right.
So you know how that goes.
Yeah, I know how it goes, but I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Right. Of course you would.
That's good. But we love them all.
Sure we do.
We do. We love them all. Just that.
That's right. That's right. I don't know whether you heard or were able to hear, because you had to get here, of course. Everyone's in the studio. But our last segment was about a young lady who has really done some great things, African-American woman in the Air Force. Mm-hmm. Actually, she was actually involved in flying jets, but the reason she was on, unfortunately, is the fact that, of course, she was discriminated against.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of that.
Sure.
It's a lot of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Jeannie's going to talk a little bit first about our organization, and then we're going to move around to give some great information about what we're doing.
Go right ahead.
All right, but first, Cliff, I'd just like to say, and to you, Manny, very, very happy and blessed 2020. It is
Thank
2020.
you.
2020. I can't say it like Barbara or whatever, but Happy New Year to everyone. Yes, National Women Veterans United, we are a tax-exempt organization, as you know, a 501c3, and we're able to provide many services through fundraising efforts, donations, grants, and volunteering. We are not a religious organization. We're not a political organization. And we don't strong-arm people and try to force them to allow us to help or assist them. We are a dedicated and committed resource for female veterans specifically and their families and friends as appropriate. My belief is, as Scripture says, that God's wish above all things is that we prosper and be in health even as our soul prospers. And I think of prospering and prosperity, and that covers mental, physical, spiritual, and financial health. So that's why National Women Veterans United offers programs and events free of charge to the recipients.
Great.
And today we're going to talk about some of the events that we provide at our center and other areas throughout actually throughout Chicago and in Indiana so far, and Rockford, other
Absolutely.
areas.
And out of
So-
state as
and out
well,
of state,
because we
absolutely.
have,
Great.
you know, a good run on other organizations that we can partner with, and so they know women veterans that we could support, and that's what it's all about. You know, even though they're in Indiana, we can still support them. We went to Indiana and did a stand down, for example, for military women veterans. It was like a networking event that we did. It was a
Beautiful.
dinner that we hosted for them in November. So, you know, we can do that all over. And so
That's great.
Colonel Cooper is going to talk about some of the events that we're having here.
Yeah, well, January is pretty jam-packed, and I'm sorry I forgot to say good evening, everyone. In particular, I wanted to point out that on later towards the end of the month, because we have things every weekend, but later towards the end of the month, we're going to have a plant-based healthy cooking class, remembering Dr. King, because that's Dr. King's birthday. So we'll be doing that at the center, and we're also going to have peer-to-peer support on that same date from 1 to 3 p.m., and we're at the Military Veterans Center. You know, our address is 8620 South Pulaski, and we're in the lower level. We're
Okay.
also going to have on Tuesday, January 14th, but I wanted to talk about Dr. King first. Tuesday, January 14th, we're going to have cancer survivors quilts and grief pillows in the name of a loved one. We're going to be doing that on the 14th from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. And if you want to come, it would be great if you RSVP'd for us. And our phone number there is 872-731-2150.
And you know, one thing about that project is, and we got some support from the Help Heal veterans with that. They bought all the materials for us to make these quilts, you know, for women veterans and their family who are survivors, cancer survivors. And so many are struggling, you know, with that disease. And, you know, so many are losing loved ones too. You know, we lost 2 of our members, one in November, the Korean War veteran, and then we lost another one in December. Who was a Vietnam era veteran. So, you know, a lot of times you look at how close it hits home, if you will, you know, and then it just doesn't have to be that disease either. It can be other things as well, you know, gun violence, you know, just natural death even for young people.
One thing that was mentioned that I was surprised to hear was a healthy cooking class.
Oh, yeah, plant-based.
That's great.
Yes, and we did it.
That'll save some people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we had 2 sessions of that already. They loved it. And that's with the plant-based nutrition movement. That's an organization that's doing that across the states. And so, you know, they're looking at more healthy ways of eating and cooking, you know, and we're doing recipes with that as well. So that's really huge.
Let me mention or ask you this so I won't forget it. What does the organization, the NWVU, have you said anything, or do you have any official response to the situation of pot, narcotics, making it legal in 11 states?
You know.
Illinois being one of them. I'm having a reaction here. So,
You know, you want to start with the CPD retired person with 33 years in the police department. You want to start with her.
that's a good point.
She's not saying anything, but
That's a good point.
talk to her, Cliff.
Yes, please. You retired CPD, 33 years. What do you think about this?
I think we're
Identify yourself.
Teresa Dishman.
Teresa Dishman. Go right ahead.
In all honesty, I think that we're opening up a can of worms, and we have not really addressed the consequences or potential consequences that are forthcoming. But I'll look at it this way: time will tell.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing that worries me is the fact that, at least if you're driving drunk, you can determine that, you know, somebody. But with pot, you can't.
Well, one
Yeah.
thing for sure is this.
Thank you.
And I don't want to stay a long time on that because we
No,
got
I
a
don't
lot
either.
of,
I
no,
just want-
I'm
yeah.
glad you asked that though, because I'm very concerned, and we've had that conversation on the other America's Hero show, and I don't know if you've seen it in the last couple of days. The hospitals have been experiencing people who have been sick with this free marijuana smoking thing.
Exactly.
So when you look at that, and we're still looking at who's going to be protecting these dispensaries. If they're going in stealing the whole ATM machine, what makes you think they're not going to go in to get
Since
marijuana?
it's still illegal
Hello.
federally.
Absolutely. So it's not going to stop there. This is huge. And we know it's about the money, but it's not really working out. Let's just be honest.
I
This
got
is this is something else.
Okay.
So but we also, we have
And that will not be part of our plant-based diet.
exactly. There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because they might be coming just because they think it's that.
Yeah. That's a good one.
It is. It really is. But we have entrepreneurship program that we're pushing through with the Women Business Development Center, and unfortunately, we're getting ready to lose one of the directors of the veterans portion of WBDC, Dr. Butler, Dr. Makiva Butler. We're going to miss her. She's taking on another program that's going to cover Illinois and Wisconsin, but we're going to really miss her because she created that fempreneur small business ownership for women veterans. And we also partnered with the United Relief Foundation, and they're helping us to basically help these women who are going in business. We gave them a stipend the last time that they had the training. It's a 5-week cohort program, and we will be continuing that with WBDC in the spring, the early spring. And then we have more funding for them too, because we have support from the Veteran Support Foundation, so we can do some stipends with that as well. So including that, we also, as we know, we told you, we opened a chapter in Rockford, Illinois. So they've partnered with the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs, and on January the 25th, they're going to be creating connections for local female veterans in Rockford. So we're going to be going up to join our chapter, and they're going to have a lot of information. We're also going to be able to talk to those women about, the organization itself, what we offer for them, because they do have a homeless population in Rockford. And as you know, there are limited places that you can actually place a homeless or at-risk woman veteran other than the safe haven, where they have a contract. The VA has a contract, and unfortunately, they only have contracts for a few of those rooms in which they actually have for women veterans, and those rooms are also shared by ex-offenders, and that is, such a disheartening thing for us, and I'm going to say it because it's unreal that we would do that. The only crime that they ever committed was to serve their country and get out and fall down on their, being able to have a line of living, a well-being life that's, everybody else should have.
Sure.
And,
we just had someone on the
absolutely,
VA.
Absolutely. We deserve better than that.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I know we can do better with that. And maybe some of that marijuana money that comes into the state can actually help to create
would be
a
great.
place for more women veterans to live.
We are so
even if-
pleased to have these wonderful ladies with us. I just want to mention our number, 312-374-8130. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so, when we talk about the creative art therapy also, it's a time for women to kind of slow down for that day, and then they're able to, somewhat, relax and get some clarity on their lives, because a lot of times we're just ripping and running, and we're, going here, going there and stuff. And that's for everybody. Everybody needs to do a little bit more self-care. And I'm talking to myself right now because I'm certainly one that needs it. But, I find that it's very important. And we get that from some of the women that come to us.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we do.
Sure.
They're tired, some of them from just researching things and trying to figure out, where do I start first with my benefits? Where do I get this from? And so we're able to help them. And we've got, like I said, we're doing some health initiatives too. So we have a psoriatic arthritis
Correct.
workshop coming up, several of them, as a matter of fact. They also will be held at our facility on Sunday, February the 23rd, from 3 to 5 o'clock p.m. Again, our address is 8620 South Pulaski. We're in the lower level. We're in the only women veteran center in the state of Illinois, and we're so proud of that. And just we keep saying it. And then we also have some fundraisers that are coming up. Also, we're going to have a winter bid whist fundraiser that is coming up on Friday, January the 17th, from 6 to 12 o'clock. Anyone is invited to come. If they want more information, they need to call us at our phone number at 872-731-2150. And then we also have members that are not just veterans, they're actually still serving. So one of our members just got promoted to Lieutenant Colonel.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, so we're very
Great.
proud of her. We're going to give her a shout out, Lieutenant Colonel LaToya Hayward. And we're actually doing she is Army.
Army.
Yeah, so we're doing her color guard for her, and we have a color guard. We're doing the color guard for her promotion ceremony
that's
on
great.
the 19th. Yeah, she was really excited when she found out about our organization. She came to the center, and she was really, really excited about joining.
Congratulations
So,
to
yeah,
her.
and we need to mention that military women veterans who are serving in the Army, National Guard, the reserves, they're free. Membership is free to them.
Yeah.
So, we'd love to
Great.
have them, and all they need to do is just fill out an application and then give us proof of their service, and they are members.
Let's take a caller for these wonderful ladies. Let's go to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, hi. You're on the Talk of Chicago, 1690, America's Heroes Group.
Hello,
Hi.
Coach Kelly,
Yes, sir. How are you?
and your wonderful ladies, women veterans. I'm very happy to hear the wonderful things that y'all doing. Cliff, I think, though, that this information needs to be shared or downloaded in a lot more places. We need to get this information out to more veterans, particularly, I've been spending a little time down at the Jesse Brown VA lately. They got a strike force down there. We need flyers put out and let people know that WBON has this show that they can be listening to garner this great information that y'all share here. And I think that that's something that we need to find ways to get out this information a lot more. You know what I'm saying, Cliff?
Sure, Emmanuel, and I agree with you. And of course, I don't know whether you heard the show earlier, but we normally have people from Jesse Brown on. They do a great job. But
I
great.
did hear it earlier, but
Yeah.
I'm glad they came on.
Oh yeah, no, they're on a lot. And I want to thank you for calling in and saying that, because we need for you to let other people know about the show. And thank you so much, Emmanuel, for calling in, and Happy New Year to you. All right, sir?
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank
and
you.
your guest.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, he's totally correct. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we do work a little bit with Strike Force, and they have a wealth of information in the VA hospital, which is really good, because we have a lot of people that go to the Jesse
Sure.
Brown VA hospital.
Right, we do.
And
They do
so,
a good job.
Yes, they do. And so
Yeah.
we'll get some of our flyers down there. That was just a reminder for us to get our information down there. So I really appreciate
Good point.
the gentleman for actually coming. There are a few women veterans in that organization as well, and so they can help promote the information. So
Emmanuel, thanks again, because that's something we have enough people there that can do exactly what you're suggesting and what our president here is talking about in getting the flyers and so forth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because they'll pass them out.
right.
Yeah. All right. What else?
Well, one of the biggest things that and they can all chip in on this, and that we're looking forward to, is our 15th anniversary. And also, that's right, 15 years,
That's great.
Some marriages don't last that long. We have to
Thank
say
goodness.
that. Yeah. So we have, that coming up on March the 28th. We're excited about it. We just voted on our location where we're going to have it. We're going to do the Tinley Park Convention Center. So we're really happy about that. March the 28th, we're going to have all types of speakers. We're going to be having free raffles and guest speakers that will be there. So we're really excited. We're going to talk more about it in February because we'll have more to tell then.
Sure.
But certainly we are proud to be 15 years old. As an organization with members of all branches of service, reservists, National Guard, and regular Army in our organization, all branches, all war. And then, peacetime. A lot of times we forget about the peacetime women, and we need to acknowledge that their service matters. And, and sometimes we forget all of those things. So we have that going on as well. We also have another fundraiser coming up in February. That's going to be February the 15th. That's a Saturday. We're doing a Roaring 20s bid with, So we have to keep that money rolling. We have to make sure that, we have enough money to do all of the things that we need to do to keep our right now services. We didn't talk about our right now services because our right now services basically provides emergency services to our military women veterans. A lot of times it's just one little thing that they might need because they got behind. Maybe the light bill was too much this month and they didn't have enough to pay it or something like that. So I know that ComEd, has a program for veterans and things like that. Sometimes they don't always have the funds, but, same thing with the gas company who don't have a program like that I'm aware of. But sometimes it's just a matter of the bill went up a little higher and they're unable to pay that bill because they had to pay something else that was more, maybe something broke down like their car or something like that. But we assist women, with all of those things, and we also make referrals also. But, one thing about being able to go one place and get help without having to go through a whole lot of red tape, without having you make me go through a program when I only need just this little bit of help. It may not be that I'm having a real struggle, but right now I'm off track.
That's great. What's that called?
That's called our Right Now services. It's emergency services that
Mm-hmm.
we provide for military women veterans. And again, when they call us or come by our organization, we're located at
8620 South Pulaski, the lower level.
and our phone number.
Our phone number is 872-731-2150. That's 872-731-2150. And right now our hours are Monday and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday, 12 noon to 4 p.m., Fridays by appointment, but it's a 24-hour call. We do have an answering service 24 hours.
Great.
So if you're in need, we are there.
You're there.
Thank you.
And then the other thing is that we're going to do a mini stand down for military women veterans on Saturday, February the 29th. And that's coming up Saturday, February the 29th, mini stand down for our military women veterans from 11 to 3. And then we'll be bringing more information back in
On that,
February.
yeah, because we'll have you back before then, I'm sure.